Tom, I know the New York Query headlined the story. I have it right here in front of me. But we're not going to use it. Now, as long as I'm editor of the Chronicle, we will never resort to this kind of journalism. All right.
What kind of journalism?
New York Query.
Lion Tamer marries elephant boy?
Who reads trash like this?
I don't know.
Papa, fasten your seatbelt. You'll never guess what happened in school today.
Let's see now. You passed geometry.
Oh, hello, Kathy.
Hello, Aunt Natalie. Uncle Martin. Patty received quite an honor today. You are looking at the new editor-in-chief of the Brooklyn Heights High Bugle. In person.
Patty, that's wonderful.
2 newspapermen in the family now.
Like father, like daughter.
Like, wow. And my first official act was to give Kathy a job. Patty's appointed me to write the editorials.
I guess we ought to celebrate.
Papa, I need some advice from you.
No, I know we ought to celebrate.
I'll go buy some Magnum Multits.
See, I want to make the Bugle a paper that everybody in school will read.
Uh-huh. Well, first of all, make sure the news you print is fresh and accurate. Now, you find out everything that's happening in school, socially and in the classes. Second, make it interesting. Hit your readers at a level they'll really understand.
In our school, that means we'll have to print it in crayon.
If I were you, I'd model school newspaper after a successful city paper.
You mean like that one? The New York Query?
I should hope not. Honey, this is a scandal sheet. You can't copy a paper like that. No, I'd suggest that you use a paper like mine, say the Chronicle. Now, we don't appeal to everybody, but we do have 828,000 readers.
So if we pattern the school paper after the Chronicle, we're bound to have a popular paper.
I would think so. Well, I've got to go wash up.
Papa,
Yeah?
how many people read the Query?
The Query has a circulation of 5.5 million readers every day.
5.5 million?
Yeah?
And only 828,000 read your paper?
That's right, Patty. But numbers do not necessarily mean quality. You just remember that.
Kathy, when you look like that, I'm afraid to ask. But what? Well, I think I understand what Papa means. But when the entire circulation of the Bugle is 38 kids, I think we'll go for numbers.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Kathy's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Come on, Richard, I'm going to be late.
So what? I thought we had this date for this afternoon. Now all of a sudden you've got this meeting.
I can't help it. The principal called a meeting of the newspaper staff. I'm the editor. I have to be there.
I don't know why you think it's such a big deal being editor of the paper. Nobody in school reads it. It's Dullsville.
Well, it's important to me. Don't forget, my father's a newspaper editor. Oh, hi, Mary. I have to show him that I'm as good a newspaper man as he is. Patty, where have you been? You're late. The principal's waiting for us. All right, let's go in.
Oh, what about me?
Richard, I'm going to be busy fulfilling my family heritage, following in my father's footsteps. I'm afraid I won't have much time to see you anymore, unless you're newsworthy.
Hmm?
Well, if you win a medal or make a hit record or something.
We had a date.
Sorry, Richard. My career comes first. Kathy? Bye.
And though the Brooklyn Heights High Bugle has yet to gain student acceptance. I know that it will be a success in the capable hands of its new editor, Patty Lane.
Mr. Brewster, as our principal, you have the thanks of the entire staff of the Bugle. Right, staff? Right.
Right.
And I know that my staff here will help me get the paper into orbit. They're a go-getting bunch of news hawks that any paper in the country would be proud of.
Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Brewster. We won't let you down. Staff, here's a copy of the New York Query. Headline: Cowboy star sues horse for breach of contract. Now, here's a copy of the Bugle. Right?
Right.
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 Headline: Biology class field trip discovers new vein of Devonian strata under football stadium. Query: 5.5 million readers. Bugle: 38 readers. That means that 5,499,962 people are more interested in cowboys than Devonian strata. Right?
Right.
Right.
Wrong. Patty, I think... Sorry, Kath, you're overruled. From now on, the Bugle is going to be run like the Query. Now, Alice, you cover the cafeteria beat. You're in there all the time anyhow. Now, if you hear anything that sounds like news, any gossip or anything, any rumors, write it down. George, you... George! You've got to be a human dynamo. Go from one end of the school to the other. Interview all the teachers, cover all the classes.
Anything you say, Patty.
On second thought, you stay here and eat the Mimeo machine. Kathy, I want sock'em editorials. Something like, do the girls of the student body have the right to wear culottes? Philip?
Yes, I'm the poetry editor.
Not anymore, you're not. You just got a haircut. You're our new crime reporter.
Crime? But there's no crime around here.
Create some. Come on now, staff. Let's go out there and show them that when it comes to reporting, we're the most.
Right.
Where have you been? You're late for rehearsal.
I had to park my bike.
Junior theater rehearsal. Positively no admittance. That can't mean me. Freedom of the press and all that.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
All right, so it's a private rehearsal. Some freedom of the press. Thank you very much. I'm a reporter. You got a hot story on the cafeteria? No. You got a hot pastrami on rye?
When's your next rumble?
I beg your pardon.
I'm from the Bugle. I'm looking for stories about romance, scandal, slander. Anybody got anything for me?
I've got just the kind of story you're looking for.
Richard, I love you. What is it?
One of the girls in my class tossed aside the man she loved for a career.
That's great. What's her name?
Patty Lane.
Oh, Richard, that's no story. You know papermen don't write scandals about themselves. So you see, Mr. Brewster, we call it Advice to the Students from the Principal, and feature it every week in the paper.
I'd be delighted, Kathy. Because of the interest in the space program, I would like to see more of our students taking an interest in higher mathematics. And you may quote me.
Yes, sir.
May I say, Kathy, that I admire your spirit? I can see that the Bugle is going to be a paper that we can be very proud of.
I got him in the palm of my hand. He can't move.
Sure, but how are you going to keep a thing like this quiet?
I'll take care of him.
If he croaks in front of the teacher, you're in trouble.
Boy, what a story. Okay, fellas. Either tell it to me or tell it to the fudge. Not one good story. Not one.
I couldn't find any crime anywhere, and I looked all over.
I know. It's depressing. What kind of a school is this?
I even went to the school library. You know, there's not one book overdue.
Yeah, well, don't feel too bad. None of us got any place. I got a toothache. I got a story. Let's see it. Advice to the students from the principal. Oh, get this. Because of the growing importance of space engineering, students should take a more active interest in higher mathematics. That's a real gas, Cat. I'm sorry, Patty. It was the best I could do. Look at the query. Mayor loses $1 million. They get a nice big scandal. Me? I get advice from the principal. Wait a minute. This isn't really a scandal. The mayor didn't actually lose $1 million. The city council cut his budget. It seems to me that all the query does is to take a dull story and give it misleading headlines. That's how they sell newspapers. And I think it's shameful. Gives me an idea. Patty, first thing I'm going to do is change this headline. Patty, advice to the students from the principal. Give it a little glamour. That should do it. Big Daddy speaks. Look at that. Our first edition.
I like that Big Daddy Speaks. Makes pitch for numbers racket. Patty, that's class.
This one's a real blast. Big drop in crime rate.
That sounds better than if we actually had any crime.
I think we've gone too far.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Oh, I'm sorry, Rich. You caught me right in the middle of an editorial conference. Why does the Junior Theater have a closed set? Good?
Great.
Because they're secretly rehearsing a scorching new drama about teenage delinquents who defy their parents and elope.
Okay, big editor. I'm going out and find myself a new girlfriend.
Oh, Richard, I didn't mean to... Richard? He'll come back. I hope. Patty, I'm worried. I think that before we show this to the principal, we should get an expert's opinion on it. I'd be glad to give you one. It's great. Suppose Mr. Brewster didn't like the paper. He might be expelled or something. Just what I've been saying. We have to find an expert.
You're the daughter of the managing editor of the Chronicle, and you want advice from me, the editor of the Query?
That's right. You see, sir, we modeled our class paper after the Query.
You copied my paper instead of your father's. Wait till I see Martin at the press club.
We'd like to know your opinion of the paper, Mr. Rogers.
May I see it?
Yeah. We thought we'd come to an expert.
Well, there's a mistake right here at the beginning.
There is?
In one column, you say there's a big drop in the crime rate, and in another column, you say that the principal makes a pitch for the numbers racket. Now, when you set up a front, a big drop in the crime rate.
We have no crime rate. That is to speak of.
The numbers racket. Did your principal really say this? Is all this true?
Well, in a way. You see, what he meant was...
What about this play they're keeping under cover? The juvenile delinquents who run away and elope. Is the school doing that play?
Yeah. It's in rehearsal now if you want to see it. Except it's a closed set.
I understand. Well, girls, thanks for bringing me the paper.
Is it all right?
The paper? Oh, it's fine, just fine. You've done a good job.
I told you.
Well, thanks for coming in. Miss Johnson will show you the way out.
Thank you.
Say hello to your father for me. Pete, I've got a story for the late edition. Wait till you see it. Wait till the Chronicle sees it. And Pete, you'll never guess what a liberal education they're getting in Brooklyn nowadays.
Mr. Martin, what's a 5-letter word for disastrous confusion? I'll get it!
P-A-T-T-Y.
I forgive you.
That puts you one up on me.
Mr. Brewster.
Patty, who is it?
It's Big Daddy. Then the paper goes on to say, what kind of principle is it that allows the school drama club to put on a play about rebellious juveniles who run off and get married against their parents' wishes?
That was Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and... Go on, Mr. Brewster.
Well, it goes on to say that the students seem to be more interested in crime than education. Oh, yes. It says that Patty is your daughter, that you are the managing editor of the Chronicle.
When I goof, it's a beaut. I'm beginning to understand what you meant by numbers and quality, Papa.
Go on, Mr. Brewster.
Mr. Lane, I have already received a call from the superintendent of schools telling me to cooperate with any investigation the query might make.
Oh, boy.
And a threatening call from some patriotic group who intimated that they are putting on a Brewster Tea Party, during which they will dump me in the New York Harbor.
Oh, boy. We're so sorry, Mr. Brewster.
How could this have happened, Patty?
I didn't mean to start all this trouble, Papa. I just wanted to put out an exciting newspaper.
Young lady, never. I repeat, never go near that newspaper office again.
Yes, sir. It's not fair, Patty. What happened wasn't all your fault. Some of the blame belongs to Mr. Rogers in the New York Query. He knew all the time those news items were innocent. Oh, who thought everybody would pay so much attention to our creepy old class paper? If only we had put out a paper with stories written in a way no one could misunderstand. You mean with English subtitles? I suppose you could say that. Kathy, I've got an idea. Not again, Patty. Just suppose we could print one more edition of the Bugle, explaining that it was the Query that made all the fuss. What good would that do? Well, then we'd hope that the other papers in town would print our second edition like the Query printed the first. Then everybody put the blame where it belongs. Mr. Rogers and his newspaper. That would be wonderful, Patty. But I'm afraid it's impossible. Why? Because Mr. Brewster told you can't print another newspaper. He warned you against going to the newspaper office again. Yeah, but just... Patty, if you keep this up, we're definitely going to be expelled. It's absolutely out of the question. Don't you agree? I guess so. But let's sleep on it anyway.
Oh, no.
What is it?
It's from Patty. Dear Popo, stop the presses. When you get this letter, I will be down at the Bugle putting out the last edition. I'd appreciate it if you'd come down there as soon as you get this note. That's 30.
That's 30. What does that mean?
That's newspaper talk for this is the end. You better get dressed.
Patty, I'm scared. Will you stop worrying? We've got a paper to print, and there's no one else in the building but us. Are you certain? It's too early for anybody to be here. I guarantee it.
Kathy? Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Mr. Brewster.
I think you know Mr. Rogers.
Yes, it's nice to see you again.
You're here bright and early looking for some more news?
Not exactly.
Where's Patty?
Patty?
Morning, Mr. Brewster.
Morning, Phil. Well, I admire your ambition, but I'm curious to know why you students are here an hour before the opening bell.
We promised Patty we'd help her get out the Bugle.
You what? You know anything about this?
A little, sir.
Bugle has been banned
For printing the truth.
for distorting it.
Kathy, is everything all right?
It will be, Aunt Natalie.
Morning, Mr. Brewster. Walter.
Hello, Martin. You came to get in on the kill, huh?
I came because my daughter left me a note asking me to be here.
It was headed, stop the presses. Where is Patty?
She's in there.
In there? Patty Patty was forbidden to go near the newspaper office again. I'm sorry, Mr. Lane, but I cannot have our students flouting the rules.
Come on in, Kath. I'm almost through. You know, Mr. Brewster was right. I wasn't putting out a newspaper. I was putting out a circus. Patty, you know what hurts the most, Kath? I let Popo down. He's the greatest newspaper editor in the business. I think a little of that would have rubbed off on me, wouldn't you? He said, don't worry about where your readers are. Just write the truth and they'll find you. I was going to be the best editor this newspaper ever had. I guess I'm the worst. Well, here's my final edition of the Bugle. I printed my apology to the whole school in a box on the front page. Do you think it's big enough? Welcome to the closing of the Bugle. I'm sorry, Mr. Brewster. I know you told me not to come near the office again. I just wanted to make up for some of the trouble I caused. May I see that, Patty? Everyone who has respect for himself must tell the truth as he knows it. The editor of a newspaper has this obligation to a greater degree than others. It doesn't matter whether he has 1 million readers or 38 readers. To distort the truth, to take away its meaning, to tarnish its shining brightness, is a step backward into darkness. Because I have not lived up to this concept, I have justifiably been removed by our principal as your editor. Signed, Patty Lane.
I can't accept that.
I know, Mr. Brewster. I shouldn't have printed it without your permission.
What I meant was that I can't accept that last sentence.
You mean I'm still editor?
If they throw you off of the paper, you can come down and edit mine.
Oh, darling.
Congratulations, Chief. I don't know what to say. What time is it? It's 8:30. We go to press in an hour. I have to find a new story for the front page. You see if you can dig up any items. I still have half a column to fill. Well, make sure they're legitimate. Don't worry. I will. Oh. I think I have an item for you. Good, what? I don't think you're going to like this one, Patty. Don't be silly. This is the newspaper business. Let the chips fall where they may. I think they just fell on Sally Ann.
Hi, Printers, Inc.
Hello, Patty, Kathy, Sally Ann, Mr. Harrison. I'm sorry, Patty. Don't be. That's the newspaper game. Take tomorrow's lead. Student editor jilted again. I love you, Patty.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, hot and cousins. They walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind.